So we're gonna, before we do the sub versus dub talk, we obviously have to get caught up on where Johnny B is in his One Piece journey. So, Johnny B, have you gotten up to episode 100 yet, or no?
No. So I am on episode 92.
Okay.
So where I am at exactly is the last arc on Drum Island just finished. So we just got Chopper, and now we're being introduced to Crocodile for the very first time. They reveal what he looks like, and they show him in action real brief, and you get to see like what Alabasta kind of looks like, this desert landscape type of thing briefly. That is where I left off. So before this point, I think I was in like the 70s the last time we checked. And that was
touched 80, I think,
or maybe like right before it, like 78 or 79 or something like that.
Yeah.
And that was when this arc was beginning. And I know you told me that this arc was going to be interesting. I know Shawnee was definitely telling me that that this arc was going to be interesting. Like Chopper's story in particular is very interesting.
Crispin is so annoying, bro.
Look at this. Oh man, look at the little baby Chopper. Chopper, bro. In Japanese, this anime kicks ass. So I have no idea what any of these characters sound like in English. I was thinking about just doing a little YouTube search and getting to hear some moments where they speak in English.
The English dub in One Piece is very good. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. But I've just been Japanese since the beginning, so I'm just gonna kind of stick with it. But let me tell you that
before you go in, I just want to ask.
Yeah, ask away.
Or I think you were about to answer, right? About how you felt about this arc.
This particular arc?
Drum Island and where they got Chopper.
Drum Island was really interesting. There was a pattern that I realized with the way that Oda kind of does these long-winded backstories in order to introduce new members of the crew, right? Because we've got one with every single character thus far. The only thing is, like, I understand why, and I'll break down what's really good about it, but it was just something that, like, it stood out to me, and I don't know if it's positive or negative, but I said to myself, okay, it's convenient that the arc is kind of centered around an issue that has to do with what this particular character is good at. So, like, when we deal with, when we get introduced to Sanji and we have the battle on the boat, like everything was about like a chef's passion or about being a chef or about food in general and people's relationships to food. So that was like the general theme of what that arc was. So I just found it like it was really, really obvious that we were dealing with themes when it came to the arcs, but it works in such a miraculous way just because all of that previous information, like you've said earlier, all that previous information is still relevant or comes back in little instances or little one-lines that make those future character moments that much more important because you've already seen where this person has been before that or what this person has said or has stood for, like Luffy, for example. And you come to kind of expect what kind of a character Luffy is going to be and what he's going to do and how he's going to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like Juice likes to say that Luffy's the most pure-hearted anime character of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the most. Sorry, I was overhyped. Okay, Crispin says the most. That little tidbit about Luffy sounds like the most simplest thing ever for an anime character. Like, of course, the main character's got to have a pure heart. But when you get to really live with this character for a little while, you'll see how deep that really goes. And it can literally be that simple. Something so long-winded and complex and multi-layered is rooted in the most simplest of all things. And that's kind of the beauty of the way the story is being written. So this particular story arc about Chopper, about the issues with the doctors and everything like that. Like I thought that was interesting because since I did spend a little bit of time learning about politics in school, like it was just interesting like how different types of like fascist governments and totalitarian leaderships will do certain things to handicap a country. And although this is an anime where it's very fantasy like and things are happening, like the fucking villains becoming a house, you know what I'm saying? Like things happen like that, and it's really silly, but it's rooted in like real political turmoil. And when you kind of are reminded about the bullshit that some of these regular everyday people are kind of forcing themselves to live with, you see why the heroes in the story kind of just make things better just by fucking being there. And it's something beautiful that kind of happens with these character interactions.
I don't want to cut you off, but just to let you know, they are not heroes.
I say heroes as like main characters in the story. Yeah, that's an ambiguous term. Yeah, the protagonist of the story. Yeah, there we'll go. Protagonist, much better word, because the hero and villain is very ambiguous. Yeah. In this series, there really is no definition of who's good or who's bad. It's how you look at what they're doing. Open
world.
Yeah, and it's kind of like you matter by like the weight of your character, like your personality, like, and however that character plays with other people, that's just kind of how people treat you. You'll see if you decide to start watching it, Angel, because I'm kind of directing most of this towards you. But if you do decide to jump into One Piece, that's just something that you'll notice, at least from my perspective.
I'm not afraid of the story so much or a plot. It's the commitment.
Yes, commitment. I understand. I'm literally snailing my way through it.
Yeah.
I'm getting like maybe 10, 15 episodes a week, if that. I'm not really getting that much done in a short amount of time. So I mean, it makes me feel better that I have a lot to stay busy with.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm not going to get bored or tired of this story anytime soon. It's kind of something that I'm forced to drag it out a little bit. I think if I really powered through this story, it would be so much in such a short amount of time that it may not sit with me as long as maybe some of the original viewers might have had time to really live with the episodes they had up until that point. So I kind of enjoy watching it this way. But this story, I'm not going to spoil any of the story plots, just, in case you want to watch it. I'm not that kind of guy. But it's a story about a fucking reindeer. And man, oh man, is this a story about a fucking reindeer? I was like, wow, this is, and you don't really think it's gonna start off as anything serious. Nothing ever starts off serious. It becomes a story little by little, and it builds itself up, and then shit starts happening, and then people have to make decisions, and it just becomes really interesting.
Now, is this reindeer story like the arc, or is that like the show? Is this reindeer story?
No, it's the arc. Every character that you're introduced to.
You need to make sure.
No. That's a good question. Every character that's introduced into the story, that arc that they're introduced in, is basically centered around them. They're pretty much the main character of that particular arc. Yes, Luffy is always the main character, and you're always going to, have his input in everything that happens. But the story is definitely about that character that they're introducing in that arc, and their issues, their struggles, and how Luffy just kind of plays into it. So it's not necessarily like the Luffy show where, he's the end all be all. Like, all of these characters hold their own weight. They stand side by side. They don't stand in single file. It's really interesting to see the dynamic. It's a story where you have all of the side characters are heavy hitters enough to be their own main character in their own show. And they all join Luffy's journey in pursuit of their own goals, not necessarily to help Luffy, but not necessarily to help Luffy, because some of them might feel indebted to him, but some of them, Crispin's gonna educate me. Here we go.
I'm gonna talk to Mac. You are about to spoil him. Pause yourself. Right now, where he's at, they're just going for their thing.
Well, that's not
where he's at. That's what they did.
That's true, but also even where he's at, you've heard of like for instance, you spoke about Sanji. You've heard about Sanji wanting to see the all blue, right?
Yes.
So for Sanji, he feels as though the only way he's going to see the all blue is if he follows Luffy.
Yeah, but again,
Same thing
because he wants to see the all blue.
No, yeah, he's doing it because he wants to see the all blue. But like what he mentioned, but like what John said before about Luffy being one of, if not the most purest anime main character, it's like if you have someone as charismatic and carefree, but also knows how to handle his own in a fight like Luffy, you're gonna follow that man. That's how it is.
Yes, so that is true. It's kind of this thing where like Luffy inspires these characters to follow him just based on who he is and how he lives, and they feel as if they can accomplish their goals by his side.
Yes,
that's kind of how that goes.
I have like a tangent question, if you guys don't mind me interjecting.
Ask any question you want.
How do you feel this compares, or this type of character, the carefree yet really strong character? You see that in a lot of animes.
Yes.
Of course, you see that in Dragon Ball, you see that in Naruto, you see that in Boruto. I mean, clearly with the big three, not so much Bleach, I would say.
Ichigo's not the pure heart kind of kid.
Yeah, Ichigo's more like a stern guy. But you do see that a lot. I mean, how does that make you feel knowing that, or how does Luffy separate from the rest of the pack?
I think the difference with Luffy is, you know how in like Dragon Ball, like Goku is literally the strongest guy there, right? Like he's literally the strongest guy there. Luffy is not the strongest guy in his show. He's not. But he
even
1,000
episodes now, he's still not the strongest.
He's not the strongest guy right now.
Yeah.
And the thing with him is like, oh, you're messing with my crew? You have to see me. And I don't care. Don't care. Oh, you're messing with people that can't defend themselves? You have to see me. I don't care who you are.
That's simple.
That's the thing.
Don't give a shit who you are.
And it's like people tell him you can't beat that guy. Oh, I'm gonna beat him. I don't know how, but I'm gonna beat him. Literally what he thinks. It's literally how he thinks. And I think that's the difference. Because
that's just his attitude. That's what he's explaining. That's his attitude.
Go ahead.
Naruto fought after he trained, knowing that he had better power to beat somebody. Don't say no, because I watched Naruto a couple of times. Stop it. He did that. Or the Nine Tails came out of nowhere and just Super Saiyan Naruto's ass. You know what I'm saying?
So let me I think what Crispin is trying to say is that with most characters, they have something that is helping them, you know, something that is, whether it be Goku and the fact that he's an alien, or Yusuke and him being half demon, or even Naruto having a demon inside him. You know, they have something that is aiding them in their search. Whereas Luffy ate one of the worst possible devil fruits.
Mm-hmm.
Being a gum man is not something that everyone wants to be. He ate that shit and turned it into something that he can do. Because with devil fruits, it's said that not one, just because one person ate a devil fruit and another person ate the same devil fruit, the powers may not manifest the same way. It's all on the will of the person. So I believe that's what makes Luffy different from other main characters. The fact that it's him, like 100% him, that is doing this stuff. Not the fact that I'm an alien from a super strong warrior race, not because my dad dropped a fucking Nine-Tailed Fox in my belly button. You know, he did that shit by Dolo, you know?
Honestly, yeah, I was kind of describing Ash Ketchum at one point too. On some real though, Banana is describing Luffy, and then Juice jumps in. I'm like, wait a second, this kind of sounds like Ash. And then I hear
Ash
Angel
is smart. Ash is smart.
Is he smart? That nigga is 37 years old. He just won his first tournament. Is he really smart?
He's smart.
Second, Ash is not the best.
Ash been 10 since 1994, nigga. Stop it.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The nigga just won he just became the eighth
league. That's the 8th league that he was at, and he finally won the championship there.
Bro, this has been 20 years.
I'm gonna talk about a long ass story.
But that's what Renee's saying is that, you know, somebody that's not the best, but the story is about them. He's saying Ash fits that.
Yeah, but the thing
Yeah,
is,
I
like,
get that.
if you tell Ash, yo, you need to train to go over there, he gonna train. If you tell Luffy, don't fight this nigga, he gonna be like, nah, he has my man, I'm fighting that nigga.
Yeah, but if you tell Ash, bro, you can't battle him, he will be like, I'll battle it and I won't even try to catch it. What's up?
Yeah. What's up?
He's dumb. Like, now he just be stupid.
Look at every single movie.
That's how he moved.
Okay.
In every
I mean,
movie,
all right, so then
battle
I'll
it,
throw because the only other person that I would say is pure of heart is Tangero from Demon Slayer. Like he is the only other person that I
but he's
see
baby
that
lotion
as-
soft.
Huh?
He's soft. Like Tanjiro was so soft. I think he's super soft,
bugging.
bro.
Nah, you're bugging, bro.
What? Tanjiro was soft. Like, I mean, I just finished the Demon Slayer movie. I shit you not, like 10 minutes before we hopped on this call.
Oh wow.
Come on, bro. My man was crying half the show, half the movie.
He also killed himself for half the movie.
Yeah. He had
Once
to
you figure
cut
it
his head
out.
off.
Bro, like, but the thing is,
Sorry
like,
for those who haven't seen the spoiler alert,
you,
but
you got enough balls to the hell the fuck
it's
no.
not once.
realize
It's
it's a
not
dream.
twice. He did it like mad. He did
But
it
you
like
still
more than 30 times.
have to do it. You still have
and
to do it.
everything gets easier after the first time.
Nigga, what are you talking about, bro? He almost killed himself.
I mean, because he almost messed up. He almost killed himself because he was so ready.
almost messed up.
He almost messed up, but he didn't. His boy got him. Power of friendship
boy.
coming through again.
Coming through again.
The talking no jutsu out here, son.
Yeah, all right. But let's get back to One Piece real quick so we can jump into our debate.
I was gonna throw my own 2 cents into at least what I've seen of Luffy so far and compare him to Goku, right? Because that's everybody's go-to comparison: Dragon Ball, One Piece, Goku, and Luffy.
The ultimate I want hands person, by the way, is Goku, and you don't even have to be messing with his friends. He just wants the hands.
But that's
Goku
the difference between Goku and Luffy is that Luffy doesn't just want hands just because he wants to throw hands. Luffy puts himself in a situation where he throws hands because he's either defending himself, defending somebody who can't defend themselves, or defending a crewmate of his for any reason under the sun. Those are the reasons why he fights. Like he's a character that
Luffy's trying to be your friend if he first sees you and you guys.
Yeah, he wants to be your friend, and he wants you to tell him where the nearest like butcher shop is.
Yeah, so like, meat. Pause.
That's all he wants to eat is just pounds and pounds and pounds of all types of carne. So so basically like the idea of those two characters being pure of heart is kind of the same, right? Because, you know, like they say Goku is, you know, he is pure of heart. That's why he could ride the Nimbus cloud and, you know, all different things. Like there's evidence, there's examples of why Goku is pure of heart. With the comparison,
I can give evidence. Sorry to cut you off. I can give evidence that he's not pure of heart.
Yo, he's evil.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're not talking about Super right now. So when we compare it to One Piece, the difference is that you're gonna see the pure of heart just in Luffy's actions. They're not really going to say, "Oh, Luffy has a pure heart." They never say that at all. Those are the people that watch it are saying Luffy has a pure heart because of just what his character says and does throughout the series. There is nothing about him being a good or bad person that has anything to do with who he is as Luffy.
Because technically in the world, he is a villain.
He is technically a villain. He's technically an outlaw. He's a pirate.
Goku.
When he goes to different countries, or when he takes his boat and lands to different countries and they find out he's a pirate, most of the time niggas want to
start some shit.
Yeah, because he's a pirate, or they don't want him in the town. It's until he proves to them, or not proves, but he shows them his true colors.
That he's a different kind of person. He's not your average pirate.
Like, yeah,
you're not a bad pirate.
Like, no, but I think he just shows that the word pirate is not a label onto him, you know? Just because he's a pirate doesn't mean that he's a dickhead, he's a bad person, he's gonna steal, he's gonna rape, he's gonna, pillage, do all that other shit.
There are plenty of pirates in this universe that do. I think what Luffy's just Luffy's idea of being a pirate is basically like the idea of freedom. You know, they live out in the world, out at the sea. They travel, they have adventures, they meet people, they do incredible things. You know, they see incredible places. It's about the freedom for him and achieving his goals. You know, like achieving his dreams. So it's he's just a good person. He just happens to be a good person, but he wants that freedom that a pirate's life is going to give you. Like there's something there that's driving him to the sea, that he wants to be the king of the pirates. So he's on this adventure, and the rest of the crew he encounters on his own adventure.
All right, man, I'll watch it. God, stop, cut it out.
We converted.
I'll watch the fucking show, bro. That's it. I'll put it on my list. Let me finish Boruto. Let me catch up to Boruto real quick. I'm like halfway through.
Look, Dean's just like, oh shit, we lost another one.
He was like, fuck.
Yo, I want to ask you a second.
Jeez.
I didn't even realize that we were talking to Angel this whole time. Bless your heart, brother. How have you been?
Oh my god, bro.
I'm like,
oh man,
what the hell? I'm like Angel, and I'm looking at his face like.
When I got in, I didn't realize it was him.
I'm like,
either.
wait a minute, all this right here, bro, is throwing me off. You feel me?
yo,
That's
yo.
I ain't gonna hold you. When I first got on the call, that's the first thing I peeped. I said, "Oh, my boy grew up the stash, the dash."
Yo,
You feel
cut
me?
it out.
I'm like,
cut it out. Cut it out. That's what I've been doing this whole time, slowly but surely, training this
Just
to connect properly.
Growing it out.
Even in the mirror, like,
for the past 3-4 years,
Bro,
man, been doing just
Bro,
that.
you're doing a much better job than me. You got to teach me how the fuck to do that shit.
facts.
Just
I
don't
need your
touch it,
training
man.
methods, my boy.
Yeah,
It's not
right.
that- it's not
I need
perfect.
the regimen. You got to put it together. Make a YouTube video or something.
Word.
Get it to us somehow.
Oh
But-
man.
Yo,
I'm glad
So
that
yeah,
him out.
we can
kick
cut
out
that.
the guy with the beard. Kick him out. He just touched his beard, trying to be all cocky out here.
Man, they're
So,
praising me and
Johnny-
this guy Renee's over here. Like, oh,
He's just like, yeah, you know.
Bro, you know
Look at
what?
this, by the way.
I just
Actually
shaved
cut it
my
a few
shit.
weeks
I
ago.
just shaved. You heard? I just shaved it.
I'm getting ready to mute y'all motherfuckers. Y'all over
My
here
5
talking about
o'clock
beards
shadow
and shit.
connect.
Got you.
Fuck out of here.
Listen here. All right, so John, I am thoroughly happy that you are enjoying One Piece, man. I really am. Like I said, it's a really good anime, and there aren't too many stories that are like that one. So that's the real reason why I want my friends to try it, because it's a story like no other. It's something that is gonna have you it could have you happy, laughing, crying. It'll have you all types of emotions. It talks about everything in the world that we live in today: social classes, social justice, slavery,
Pirates.
child,
Everything.
child, what is it? Child trafficking,
Mhm.
sex trafficking, human trafficking, all that
Don't
stuff.
spoil it for me.
Well, you're gonna
No,
get
It's
some
like
fun, bro.
it's like South Park, One Piece.
Oh no.
Hold on.
What?
South Park, but
Yo,
One Piece.
kick him out.
That's what I'm
Kick him
hearing.
out. That's it.
No,
He's
he's
being ignorant
muted.
right now.
He's done. He's muted. He's done. He's done. Yeah, he's done. All right, but let's you're muted, bro. Let's get into the